I wanted to play with Litematica because I wanted, well, I do want to improve my building skills, but I've never used Litematica before, so I thought I would just kind of do something crazy with it. I built this dragon and it was huge. and didn't really help with the building skills at all, but it did get me used to playing around with Litematica. So I'm glad I did it. I also ended up making 2 new forms for building it. It also just looks super cool from most angles. However, not cool from the boat. And this is probably because of the color palette. There's not a whole lot of different colors, so everything kind of blended together. The face looks pretty smooshed. I think it would have been cool to change the tongue to be like nether brick at the very least. And I don't know what we could have done for the teeth. I mean, now that we have pale oak, maybe we could have done something with that. But anyway, this was mainly just to get me comfortable with Litematica, and then the next Litematica thing that I want to do, I do want to like edit it in a creative world before I bring it onto the server. It's just trying to show you the little eyeballs. It's got cool eyeballs. But yeah, I want to edit a little bit and kind of play around with editing Litematica schematics and like moving around and stuff, because I didn't really envision putting the dragon in the sky at first. First I was going to put him over here on this little stone hill, but Litematica just kind of defaulted up there and I still hadn't really gotten used to it. So I did fly up to the top of the wings to make sure they were still in building height. And they were, so I just built in the sky. I thought that might be kind of cool. All of this is done in survival, so I did have to pillar up from above the pit. Just the pit edge and then up and then over. And yeah, I did have to build 2 new farms. I just want to show those super quick. The first one's down here in the pit. Well, technically this is the second one I built, but this one is just right here. So all this is a sculk farm. In a lot of the sculk farms I was finding you had to place the blocks. I didn't want to place the blocks. So I built a stone generator to just generate stone, and I'll link to the tutorial I followed for that in the description. And then I just free-handed a mob farm, just a dark box with holes and water. It's not that crazy. They do get a little launched up there, but they jostle each other down the hole eventually. And then so when they die, the sculk spreads. And so that's great. We'll just let a little bit more spread. I am collecting some of, while that's spreading, let me show you underneath. Underneath is a bunch of hoppers that leads into a little miniature. Well, it's not a miniature. It's only sorting a few things. So this is the sculk blocks. I took all of them out of there for the build. This is the vein stuff. This is the sensors that come up all the time. Gunpowder, it's actually decent at making gunpowder. And bones, and then just everything else that kind of falls in here. It also is a small glowing farm, which has been interesting. So not sorting everything, just a few things that I need. Oh crap, I put my hoe away. Let me get that out real quick. Okay. So, for harvesting, I just hit all this stuff, right? And it goes directly in the hoppers, so I don't have to pick it up. And I did pick up those bones. I just, oops, don't. Ah! I'll have to get that in a minute. Anyway, all right, so once that's good, you just hop down here and flick that a couple times to get the generator going again. The tutorial that I used to activate it, they would break a block right there, but I didn't want to have to keep breaking a block, so I just threw a sticky piston with a block in there to get everything there. And yeah, and it just fills everything back up with stone, which is great. It is slightly broken, but when I fix it, it stops working. So the stone is supposed to be generated here beside the pistons instead of at the bottom. When I fix it, everything turns to cobble. And this other side is as is expected with the stone not at the bottom. It's hard to see. There we go. See, this is where this right here is where the stone is on the other side. It's up here where it correctly should be. I can't figure out why, but it works. So that's great. Let me get my shulker and sleep, and then we'll go to the other farm I had to build. All right, this is the other farm that I had to build. I kind of I am hiding the cords because this could be a little dangerous server. It's a Warden farm because Wardens drop the other sculk block that I need. So in order to use this farm, all I do is stand on this, and then it's got to go off 4 times real quick. And then we'll see Warden starting to appear or spawn. There we go. So now they spawn, and then they get carried up the elevator, and then they drown up there. And it takes a very long time. It's also very loud. So I do have the sounds turned way down. But we'll just get like 1 or 2 more up there, and then I'll step off just so we can see how it goes. Okay, so I've got, I think, 3 up there now. I'm not going up there. But you can hear them. You can see in the subtitles on the side. They're not happy. Okay, there they goes. So yeah, they just suffocate up there. The original tutorial for this, I will link this in the description as well. Just had a ladder to go up there. This is we're in pretty much late game on this server. Iron's not an issue for us. So I just built a little hopper train all the way down to here so that I can collect without having to go up there. You do have to make sure that you, I guess it doesn't really matter because if you unload, well, no, Wardens don't unload with the chunk, do they? I don't know. I'll have to check that out. But just to be safe, I do wait for them all to die before I leave. Just to make sure if anybody happens across it, they don't just get insta-killed with a Warden shot. But it takes forever. They have so much health. None of them have died yet. And this is only a few of them. When it really gets going, it's just super loud. It is, AFKable, which is really nice. So I can just set it, like stand there and then go get lunch or something, and then come back, stand off of it, wait for them to all die, and then collect stuff. The sculk catalyst is what they drop. Yeah, none of them have died yet. of them have died, so this fourth one should be coming up soon. There it goes. Okay. But then the sculk callus comes down. I can collect it from here. It's really great. I honestly like using this farm more than the sculk farm because this one's so AFK. The other one, you do have to, go unload the chunk and reload the chunk to get more mobs to spawn. You gotta go down and harvest the sculk and then turn the stone generator on. I'm glad I built it. It's great. This one, the AFK ability of it is so nice. I love that. Back to the dragon. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I'm excited to play more with Litematica. I do want to experiment with editing it, and I was searching around. I didn't find anything in this style that I'm doing, so I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do like something else. I am digging out this huge area over here, and the original plan was to turn into a map area, but I don't know, maybe I'll just put a bunch of random builds inside of it. I don't know. We'll see. One thing I really think would be fun is to build something that uses ore blocks, because I think they have like cool patterns and stuff. I don't know. We'll have to find something. But yeah, I guess this is probably gonna be my next big project until I can find something like in Litematica that I want to use. Yeah, this might take a week or so. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll also link the Litematica that I used for the dragon in there. I really didn't change it, except I did add some additional sculk veins in some places where they weren't called for in the schematic, just to help blend it in a little bit. But yeah, overall I think this looks super cool.